What's up, everybody? It's Chris. I'm making sure I get into the reading of these books. Remember, it's 3 different books. That means that a lot of the sneaker content that I typically do on the station will not be going up. I'll be doing a lot with the Join conference, which is jobs of interest now available, which is on the Arch-USA website. But this is for the books, so let me quit talking about it. Let's get into 1 Hour to Wealth, a book I wrote in 2011, and began reading this, and I'll talk and kind of insert things because it was written over 10 years ago. Once again, I didn't do a lot of promotion of these things. A lot of them didn't sell that well, and that doesn't mean that they're not filled with really good information. Most of it is very biographical. It's written a lot from my perspective instead of me going out and interviewing people. I thought the best way to start and get people the story of how I kind of developed my business know-how, which I don't claim to be an expert of any kind, and I'm not trying to sell you on the fact that I'm this super smart person. What I did do, though, is make over $6 million over the last 10 years, and I didn't go out and make handbooks and stuff like that and do videos to try to sell you on it. I really tried to give this information away, and when I wrote the book, I wanted to just compile it because I had a story that was unlike a lot of the different things that you'll see when people talk about business or they talk about starting businesses. I have this really peaks and valleys situation that a lot of people have, but I've lost everything. I've gained a lot, and I'm learning a lot as I go, and I just want to share it. And since I wrote the books, and the books are a really good kind of source, even though they're a bit dated now because they were written from 2011 to 2016, 2015, and I edited them over the years, and now I'm going to do this in video form. But we are starting with 1 Hour to Wealth. You see below me down here, and you see to my side the book. And you can follow along. You'll be able to look at this video. I'll maybe go back and edit it and insert charts and things like that. I don't know. I'm going to figure it out as I go. I appreciate you for taking the time to listen to this, and maybe I'll edit it and make it a audiobook and send it up to the web for you to listen to if you're in your car, or if you're like me, you listen to YouTube through your Bluetooth on your phone. You'll be able to do that with these videos on YouTube. But I hope they help, and I hope you get some information that maybe you're going through yourself, because there's a lot of struggles here. But ultimately, we get to the point of what wealth really is. And a lot of people may be thinking that I'm talking money. I'm not. But let's get to that starting now. 1 Hour to Wealth by Christopher D. Burns, MFA. So let's get to scrolling. So without limiting the rights under copyright, no part of this publication may be reproduced without the written consent of the copyright owners, which is me, or the publishing company. This book is a work of nonfiction. All information was carefully considered and not intended to insult or slander any people or places mentioned in the text. The websites are there, the copyright, ISBN, all of it is official. Boom, you got it. That's the copyright page. If you borrow anything, this copyright page covers me. Please contact me and let me know you're going to borrow it, or reach out and we can talk about it. All right, let's get to the next page. Here are the table of contents. Section 1, Defining Wealth. Chapter 1 is the introduction. Chapter 2, Discovering the Path. Chapter 3, The Invisible Will. Chapter 4, The Science of Debt. Chapter 5, Pick Up the Phone. Chapter 6, Overcoming the Family Curse. Chapter 7, My Home Loan Problem. Chapter 8, The Preparation Phase. Chapter 9, My Definition and Personal Plan. Chapter 10, More Preparation. You can't cook Thanksgiving dinner in 1 hour. Section 2, Getting Started. Chapter 11, Workshop Introduction. Chapter 12, Workshop Basic Branding. Chapter 13, Workshop Social Media, which a lot of that is no longer valid as far as I'm concerned. I have a different opinion, but I kind of adjusted throughout the 3-book series, so we'll get to that. Chapter 14, which is the most important and really should just skip all the way straight to that, is get 25 keys, get your janitor on. And hopefully you get that reference. I thought it was kind of funny. Dedicated to everyone who is willing to take a chance, and everyone who is trying to accomplish something that seems impossible, but really isn't. Stay motivated. Now, Stay Motivated comes from Arch, which was my sneaker company that I founded in 2009. That was the tagline, like if Nike has Just Do It, Arch was Stay Motivated. I don't make sneakers anymore. I should pull them in and show you what they look like, but it's a sneaker channel. You can go back and look at those videos if you want to look at the sneakers that I used to make and how that business operated, along with the e-commerce aspect of it. But let's keep going. Next page. Section 1. Chapter 1, Introduction. Why most get-rich books don't work. We have all done it before. Not that. This. Go to the local bookstore, grab a handful of books concerning how to get out of debt, books on how to become a millionaire in a minute, or books on the steps to financial freedom. Our bookshelves are full of these books, and each time we read one and implement the lessons, we find ourselves 6 months later saying, I'm never buying another one of those books. I'm just making the author rich and losing a few of my hard-earned dollars in the process. It's not that these books aren't working. It's just that those books typically didn't address us. Who is us? There's no color here. Those people that have the ideas to launch a business and the skill and savvy, but lack the resources or funds. Our subscriptions to the various monthly publications all seem to fall in line with the books we read. Scenario: Person A was making $70,000 a year and owned a home. They decided to take out a home equity line of credit and ask their family members for X amount of dollars to pursue their dream. That scenario is a completely different one from where I was, and I'm going to get to that in a second, but it's important for me to make that distinction. This book is not written from this person A perspective. What happens when person A makes $30,000 per year and has to take care of 4 people, doesn't own a home, and is a first-generation college graduate? What happens when the parents of person A are struggling themselves? Now, before you jump the gun and assume that person A is not dedicated, person A has 3 college degrees and teaches at a college. As a matter of fact, person A is now me. My wife also has 2 college degrees. We both hold terminal master's degrees. LV, my wife, has an MSW, and I have an MFA, and together we owed $110,000 in school loans. Now that I've digressed and divulged that person A is me, not that first person A at $70,000 a year owning a home, but that $30,000 a year teaching at a college as a tenure-track professor. All the scenarios in this book will deal with my wife and me. And I wrote I in the book. But that's only initially. Towards the end, I will deliver different scenarios and an actual case study in creating your own 1 hour to wealth plan. I think giving you which really is my story, because my wife she factors in heavily to everything that I do. But a lot of the business risk and a lot of the decisions I made, I sometimes didn't talk with her, and it made it worse. So I will not put a lot of the problems that you'll read in this, I won't put that on her. So it's really my story here. And it's important because my wife and I, we were not the people calling into some nationally syndicated financial show with only $10,000 in credit card debt. We were the people not answering the phone call of creditors who were seeking payments. We were the couple sending in deferments and forbearances so we could hold off the student loan payments for another 12 months. We were the couple who came 2 days from losing our home in a foreclosure. A home that we basically lucked into in the first place. But that takes us way too far ahead. We were in serious trouble. And a DVD at that time, 2011, 2010, 2008, the years before 2011 hit for me, a DVD about believing in the universe and willing your way to riches was our final straw. But it was also a wake-up call. God is not going to drop out of the sky because it's your turn for a blessing. God is not going to mystically send you $1 million or $1 just because you subscribe to the latest monthly financial magazine, or you gave your tithes, or because you created a vision board. You're going to have a plan. And this book may not solve all of your problems, but if we can go from being $200,000 in debt to writing this book, then you finally have a model to pattern your success story after.